Am I on? Hello, everyone. It is that time. I said that I would have more thingies, and I do have more thingies, and it seems to me that what's being asked for on the forum is more and more thingies. Wait, these are videos. Yes, that's correct. Okay, anyways, enough of that nonsense. Here we are back with the third video in our series, and yes, even though in my intro I said it was going to be franchise, things have changed in this how-to video series on Madden 19, and this is going to be exhibition. Well, not so much exhibition, but a menu item in exhibition. We're talking about Play Now. Some of you have already requested a video on online head-to-head, which should be doable sometime in the future. And if so, it will be done. My goodness. Every year, more and more gets requested. I kind of like this. Anyways, we're going to take a dive into head-to-head, show you what's available to configure. Play Now Live, I apologize. We're going to take a dive into Play Now, and we're going to see what you can configure, and we're actually going to have a game as well. It won't be the typical 6 or 8 minute game, because I want to not keep you all too long. But there will be a game nonetheless. And so, we're going to jump right into that. And I'm sitting on the advertisement. I've gotten rid of my messages that tell me to open up the content packs. I probably need to do that already. But let's go to the right ones.
Exhibition.
And remember, this menu changes depending upon what you last played. Yours may not even say that, but you will move until you find exhibition. Jonathan Coachman will tell you. You'll hit A. All right. The first option you land on is Play Now. And we're going to go ahead and hit A on that. Okay, so remember, in Madden 2018, a really cool feature that was introduced was the ability to play your season as it happens. That is back in Madden 19. And if I do say so, they fixed a significant bug that was introduced. In Madden 18, when you played your season, you could only play in Pro difficulty with all the default settings. That has been changed. It will now match you up with the difficulty options you have set. And if you have raised your skills, it will match up with that. We don't know about the skills because they're unavailable, but it will at the very least let you play on rookie difficulty so that you are not blown away by the computer. Somebody mentioned today on the forum they have thrown 7 interceptions. Don't feel too bad, I can match you. I threw 10 once in a game. Yeah, that was a very bad game. Nothing was going right. It was very frustrating. Our quarterback for the Black Knights threw 10 interceptions in a single game. He set the record for interceptions thrown, okay? Don't feel too bad. With that out of the way, passing is going to be something I try to cover as best I can. We were going to do a video, Amber and myself, where we discussed how we got things to work, but due to current limitations of platform capabilities, the only way we're going to manage that is if we get a second Xbox console. If we do manage to do that, or the platforms change, that will be something we will do. But for now, we have options. We are currently sitting on, well, the game for my favorite team this week, which was the Packers and the Titans. For all you Green Bay fans, you will be delighted to know that your Packers beat my Titans by a score of 31-17. I am not too thrilled about that. That's because I'm not a Green Bay fan. I'm a Titans fan. Anyways, to the right of that is where we want to go. That is custom game. And when that comes up, you will find yourself, that noise means I just moved from the right to the middle, you will find yourself sitting on the home team. Currently, my home team is set to the Titans. It is set to your favorite team. Whichever team you pick will be your favorite team. To the left side is a random opponent. In my case, it could be the Texans. It could be Jacksonville. It happens to be Jacksonville right now because it's going to base it off of your conference rival. Jacksonville and Tennessee, though they are in two separate states, are part of the AFC South. They are bitter Southern rivals. So are Tennessee and Houston. Considering that before Tennessee was Tennessee, they were Houston to begin with. Go figure. Anyways, we need to get by this screen to get to the good stuff, so I'm going to hit the A button. So what you are able to do here is I can go up and, well, let's go to the left. I can go left and right using the left and right on the directional pad or the analog stick. I can go up or down. That switches teams one at a time. That one should be back on Jacksonville. If I hit I think it's the left bumper or the right or the left trigger, one of the two, left trigger, it will randomly select a team. And you can do that for either side, should you so choose. But I like my Titans, and I like this matchup. In the middle, will let you observe. It'll let you watch the game unfold between the CPU, as the CPU will play it out. Real nerds do that. I'm telling you, sometimes instead of watching a movie show, I'll just throw I used to do this, I would throw a NCAA college game on and let the computer battle it out. Yes, I'd watch that. ESPN on a disc. Anyways, let's move on. We're going to select this team, which is the Titans and the Jaguars. I'm going on. And when you hit the A button, I'm very disappointed. When you hit the A button, you are told nothing. You are not given any notification. You are not given any audio cue of any kind that you have moved on from this menu. Yes, but there's no indication that something audibly is there, and that could be a problem. But there is a menu here, and it contains a set of options, and we're going to go through them. The first option is Ready, which has its own options. We'll get to those in a minute. 2 is Skill Level. We've talked about skill level before, in this video even, but for the purposes of this, it is set to Rookie for us right now. You may have it set to something else. The choices are Rookie, Pro, All-Pro, and All Madden. If any of you can play this game at the All Madden level, please tell me how you do it. I have played against people on the All Madden level, and, well, that's embarrassing. That is truly embarrassing. Play Call. We've talked about this before in a previous video, in the pre-game adjustments video. Do not change this if you value your sanity, because in coaching suggestions, it will only give you one option instead of 3. It's a lot easier to know one option than it is 3. Play type, this does not apply to, because play type will show you 3 options, regardless of what this is set to. Advanced settings, we will need to take a trip in here to explain some things. And 5, edit uniforms. This is strictly a visual option. Total blindies like myself and some of you will not need to worry about this, but for those who have some sight, this will allow you to change the uniforms so that the contrast is better for things happening on the field, such as when the passes are intercepted, when the defense tackles an offensive player, when the offensive player catches the ball. The uniforms won't make that harder to do because of their color. So you can change that. And we wrap from edit uniforms back up to ready. I went up once to go to advanced options because that's where we need to go. I'm hitting A, and the first couple of options have to do with playbooks. We don't really need to worry about those, except to say that they are offensive and defensive playbooks. You can change them. They are based off of your team's playbooks. The next options have to do with the coin toss. First choice that we have is, well, that's what it's called, is first choice. The options are receive, kick, with wind and against wind. It wraps back to receive. I personally like to kick because when you come out of halftime, you get the ball back. If you choose to receive while you get the ball first in the first half, you do not get the ball at the second half. You will have to kick off. I just like this option. It's a preferential thing, but sometimes it can also be a strategic thing. Particularly if you find yourself down and you feel you need an extra possession, or it's close and you want to get a little more distance between you and your opponent. Second choice is, well, it only has two options, against wind or with wind. That is similar to the two options that we didn't talk about because, quite frankly, I don't know what they are. I assume it has to do with what side of the field you want to receive from or kick from, but I could be totally wrong. And that is all that is here that we need to worry about. So we're going to hit the back button. I hit the B button. You heard the menu switch. It's a nice little noise they've added in this edition. We're sitting on advanced options. I need to go to ready options. I could go up several times, but I know that below this is edit uniforms, and below that, because the menu wraps, is where I need to be. So I'm going to go down twice. Here we go. We are on ready options. Let's see what's inside this door. There we go. Game style is the first option you will come across. And we talked about game style in Madden 18. If you all have revisited or remember the videos from 6 months ago, game style is what type of game are you playing? Are you playing a simulated, authentic NFL style? Are you playing a more open, less penalty-filled game that is known as the arcade style? Or are you playing competitive, which is not only where stick skills are king, but it is also the default for competitive and head-to-head matchups, or competitive and tournament matchups. Tournaments are something entirely different altogether, which we have not dove into. And we may all want to get together and consider doing a tournament. That would be fun. Next option. Event type. You're going to love this. The default is exhibition, of course, because this is exhibition. The next option to the right of that is quick type. I think this means that the game will just start without any fanfare of any kind. I love this next one. Super Bowl is the next one. Any team, 32 different combinations. No, over 32 different combinations. I think there's 32 teams. There's 64 different combinations. Dream matchups. That Super Bowl that will probably never happen, you can make it happen right here. That's how you do it. It wraps back to exhibition. We're going to leave that alone. I'm not going to spoil everything for you. You'll have to go to franchise to make it to the Super Bowl before you get to that point. Sorry, guys. No spoilers. Even teams as a toggle. This is a good thing to do if you are just starting out, or you are playing against a team that is far stronger than you. Flip this toggle on, and they will be even. The ratings will temporarily be adjusted so that you have a fighting chance. I like this. Quarter length is set to 6 minutes. This can be adjusted. I'm actually going to drop this to 4 minutes because, again, I want to give you all a game, but I don't want to waste a whole. I don't want to keep you all for too long. So 4 minutes is what we've got this set to. Accelerated clock. This basically will make it so that once you pick a play, the clock will wind down to a specific time. Anywhere from 10 seconds, that's the lowest, to 25 seconds. If you turn this off, you won't have unlimited play clock, but you will have the full play clock to work with. Keep in mind, it does go quickly. It wraps all the way down from 25, up from 30 all the way down to 10 and vice versa. So, that option, because I turned off play clock, or accelerated clock, cannot be changed. The time is next, and I'm not talking about clock time, I'm talking about, well, game times. You have the option of playing at 4:15, 6:30, 8:15, 1 p.m., and 4:15 it wraps again. Those are the slots that the NFL designates on Sundays for their game. The 8:30 slot I cannot believe is not available because that is the Monday night. 8:30 is there. Okay, I apologize. That is the Monday night slot. But there is a slot that's not available. It's not listed. And okay, never mind. They're all there. Just don't listen to me. They are all there. The Monday night slot included. And that's totally up to you what you choose it to play at. You can have it play in the dead of night if you like. Get one of those overtime games that ends after midnight. Unfortunately, with the NFL rules for overtime, while they are no longer sudden death like they used to be, it's still not as good as college is. But moving on. Stadium. And I've made a note in my little thing here that says the Vikings stadium is broken. It's not that the stadium itself is broken, it's that you can't change the weather. And I'm not going through all these stadiums except to tell you that that will not have any impact on your game, except that if you play at a different stadium, your crowd will be neutral instead of your home crowd. And by default, it will default to your home team. So, but you can combine options like that Super Bowl game if you want it played in a stadium that it's usually not played in. You can do that just by setting a couple of options. We've talked about those. Weather. Here's a fun one. Partly cloudy is the default. We got a little windy weather over here next. Need a drizzle, anybody? We got rain over here. Hey! For those of you who live in the south and don't get much snow, try this option. It's the next one over from windy. And it's actually fun because you can see all the players' footprints in the snow, and throughout the game, the snow gets all messed up, and you have to pause the game to get a Zamboni to go out. No, wait, that's hockey. Don't listen to me. I'm just kidding. They don't actually get a Zamboni out there, but it's pretty lifelike, I'll say that much. Random. I hope the weather gods are in a good mood if you select this option. Clear. Overcast. And back to partly cloudy. I'm going to leave it where it is. Hey, that's all the options. So if I'm done setting everything here, I can hit the A button. Well, turns out I am done setting everything here. And I am going to hit the A button because up next is the game part of our presentation. I will go over passing I will go over the play menus. I will also go over running. Though running is kind of harder to teach than passing. Because like passing in a lot of ways, it is kind of it is very visual, and you have to basically hopefully hit the hole and either get a first down or you hit a defensive player. And here comes Jonathan Coachman.
It's the coach, and you're tuned into Madden 19 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. With that, let's get you up to Nashville and Nissan Stadium. For the call, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
And already, you guys can hear a difference in the stadium. The crowd is a lot louder than last year, a lot more vibrant. There's also some other differences. As you heard, the dulcet tones of Larry Ridley is gone. He has been replaced by ESPN analyst Jonathan Coachman, a former WWE, we'll call him a poster child for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That clicking noise means that we have selected a play. Listen to this crowd. They are fired up. Going to kick this ball off. Kicking meter is the same, but I will briefly describe it. The kicking meter is the same as last year. It is a very visual meter, but thanks to accessibility changes, quite doable. You will press the A button at three times. The first time will start the kicking meter. The second time is when you feel the first set of rumbles in your controller. That first press after starting will set the power. The second press after that will set the accuracy of your kick. You want to try and set this as close to the highest point of your vibrations as you can without going over. Because if you don't set it, you will have either horrible power or horrible accuracy, both of which can have disastrous results. Here we go. Come on, Ryan. Oh, yeah.
Ryan Suckup of the Titans has this one teed up, and we are underway from Nissan Stadium. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their quarterback from Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
And you can see why he was the number 3 pick when he came out in the NFL draft. 6'5", sturdy guy, strong arm. Led his UCF team to a big bowl victory over Baylor, and runs the ball way better than he's ever given credit for.
Yeah, UCF that year, the Scarlet Knights of UCF went undefeated and beating Baylor in a big way. Now we're on defense. Let's see if we can... One of the teams is the Black Knights. I don't remember.
Fake here on first down.
And he threw it.
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian Jenkins. And that'll bring up second down. And the offensive unit now for the Jaguars.
Let's take a look at tight end Austin Seferian-Jenkins, or ASJ as his friends and all announcers like to call him because it's a whole lot easier. Second tight end drafted in 2014, but production was really lacking until 2017 with the New York Jets. Had 50 catches, which was more in his 2+ combined years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You can tell when they're going to throw the ball because you will feel the vibration in your control.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. The starting defense for the Titans.
Let's say hello to Derek Morgan, who came into the league as a first-round pick as a defensive end and has converted himself into a really nice outside linebacker. Beats opposing blockers with quickness and strength and is a real feature player for his Tennessee Titans.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
You heard the nice sounds for the hits. They have changed those, and maybe later you'll hear another sound. I hope you do.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3
I don't know who got him. They didn't say who
game.
got him, but what a vicious hit.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And look at this starting field position. That'll be touchdown inside the 30-yard line. So here comes the Titans offense. They'll start with great field position. They'll be led out by their 4th-year quarterback from Oregon, Marcus Mariota.
The numbers in 2017, not what anyone expected. 13 touchdowns, but 15 interceptions, although he did lead the Titans to the playoffs for the first time in a decade, and then led them to a huge upset victory in Kansas City in the wild card round.
Okay, I have moved to play type. I'm in quick pass. These menus have not really changed, but the playbook itself has changed. I'm going to go hit A on quick pass, go down once, and hit the X button or the square button. And I got to quiet this crowd down. So we've got a little bit of time left on the play clock. I don't know if y'all will be able to hear it ticking because of the crowd. But passing works something like this. You're going to hit A to hike the ball. And you're going to have 5 receivers. Well, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. Depending upon what play you pick, they're going to run different routes of varying lengths. What you have to try and guess and figure out is, first of all, who am I going to throw to? Once you figured that out, you got to try to guess their route. Now, quick passes are generally short routes. So those are fairly easy if you can figure out which route you're going to throw. I have already predetermined on this play that I am going to throw to whichever receivers on button B, or the circle button. And I'm going to wait about 2 seconds before I throw this ball. And I will count it off for you guys from the snap. And if everything goes right and a defender does not get in the way, we should have a complete pass. So here we go. 1,
on 1st and
2,
10, here's Mariota.
caught. No,
and
he
his
dropped
first
it.
pass is incomplete. And now we get a peek at the Titan offense.
Let's take a look at Delaney Walker, the only tight end in the league to lead his team in catches in each of the last 4 years. Yeah, he's a late bloomer. He never topped 30 catches in his 7 years with the San Francisco 49ers. But remember, he came out of college as a pure wide receiver and had to make the transition to tight end. Played that at Central Missouri. Now he's the featured guy in Tennessee and is putting up Pro Bowl numbers year in and year out.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Okay, you heard the offense there. I think you will all be able to hear them, or one of the defenders say tight end right. That is a good indication on the play that I just picked. I went down to standard pass, and I went down again and hit the Y button. Again, I don't know what play this is. But that is a good indication that my tight end on the right side, which is generally the A button, is going to be covered. So I've got to find another route. Well, I'm going to pick a button, and I'm going to choose the right bumper, which is R1 for people who have a PlayStation 4. I'm going to wait about 3 seconds, and I'm going to let this ball go. We will see what happens. 1,
Play fake to
2,
Henry. Now Mario.
3.
Walker with a grab, left side. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Wow.
And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
I enjoy talking about and watching A.J. Boye play because when he was in Houston, he worked his way up from a nickel corner, sometimes a dime cornerback, all the way up to a starter. Now, his first Pro Bowl in 2017, this time with the Jacksonville Jaguars after signing with them as a free agent, and had 6 interceptions, tied for second in the NFL. I love his physical, aggressive style, always going for the football.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
No. I've not got to see him play.
No, I don't mean have you not got to see him. I meant what was the name?
They just said his name, love, and
I know, but I wasn't listening.
Boye is his last name.
Okay.
Okay, so here on this play, we've went back to one of our previous short passes. We're going to try the X button, just like we did earlier. And on that last play, Mariota almost got sacked, but he got the ball off to Walker just in time. Walker happened to be the right bumper. So I guessed correctly on that one, and that's kind of what you have to do. And just with time, it gets easier. I mean, I don't really know how else to explain it without sighted assistance. It's really kind of a hit or miss. Let's see what we can do here.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry.
Oh, this is a run.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
What the? Where is play time? I'll be darned. We're going to switch to the run side now. Went once to the right.
Let's go.
Doing an inside handoff. And the idea is to get around the defenders. And let's see if we
They
can
keep it
accomplish.
with him
Going to
on
the right a
first
little bit.
down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Nope, that did not
It's
work.
a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
So, the object of a running play is you hand the ball off to your running back, and he tries to get through the defense to get first downs or even touchdowns. The problem is, visually, is knowing where the holes in the defense are. Sometimes the game will do it for you. Sometimes the defense stops you, and sometimes I make stupid mistakes, and, well, look what just happened there. Go past the hole. Got to run this play, though.
Let's go.
Gonna call it. Well, I tried to call a timeout. That's a delay of game, and this crowd's not happy.
delay of game, offense.
And that'll set him back 5.
Yeah, you can tell the crowd's more vibrant. They used to not be like this. So I've stayed in run, and I went down twice, and I hit the Y button. Gonna try to get something going here.
After the penalty, it's Henry. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up.
10.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Let's go to shotgun pass. I went down. I got out of play type. Hit B until I heard the noise. That signifies you're at the top of the menu. Hit A, went down twice. Hit A. And now I went down twice again, and I've hit A.
And on
I've
third
got to
down,
hurry up
nickel
because
formation here defensively.
Here comes that play clock. I told you about that earlier.
From the gun, Mariota.
Went with Y.
And this
X,
is going to be
incomplete.
incomplete. It was the free safety to Sean Gibson who was able to range over and knock it away.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6.
Didn't get the 6 on that one. We're going to take the field goal.
So on fourth down, here's the Tennessee field goal unit led by Ryan Suckup. This one from 35 yards away.
That is a good time to pause and explain how field goals work in this game. Field goals, as I said, and as I have mentioned in previous videos and games, are part of the kicking system here. The kicking system still applies. Same 3 presses, power to start it. I should say, to start it, power and accuracy. But now you also have to line it up. And don't let that alarm you, because it's more than capable of being done. If your controller, my phone needs to hush right now. If your controller vibrates, it is an indication that you are either far to the left or far to the right. The object is to take your left stick and put it in a position so that you do not have vibration. I don't have any vibration, so that's a fairly good indicator that I am lined up. So, once we've determined that we are lined up, we start our kicking meter. Remember, the better the power and accuracy, the more likely it is that that ball is going to go between that Y, and the Y is the shape of the goalposts that create the field goal. Has a crossbar in the middle. And that's what we want that ball to do, is go in between those goalposts over the top of the crossbar. You can't go under it. It can't go to the left or right of those goalposts. It's got to go through the goalposts in between the crossbar. So let's see what we can do. I don't like that. I like this spot where I'm at now. I've moved slightly to the left. Let's kick this ball. I think I got it.
And
yes.
Suckup will put this one right through. And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Hope, he says. Now we're going to go back on defense. We kick the ball to Jacksonville.
Suckup now set to kick it off following the made field goal.
And that will be a touchback.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
The ball went basically all the way through and out of the back of the end zone. Once that happens and no one touches it, that is considered a touchback, and the ball is brought out to the 25-yard line. That is where Jacksonville will start.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Crowd is getting loud.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Derek Morgan in on the stop. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out.
Second down. T.J. Yeldon got blasted. He sure did for a loss. Here we go
From
again.
the gun, it's Bortles.
Oh, Bortles wants to throw? Oh, he does throw.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he
just
chucks
throws
this
it
one
away.
away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third.
Basically, when you feel you should throw the ball away, if you don't think anything is open. However, you want to get either to the far left or far right of everybody else around you. If you don't do this, you will end up with what is called intentional grounding. What that basically means is that you are outside of the proverbial tackle box. And all the tackle box is your 2 offensive tackles on the left and right side. If you are to the right of those, or you throw it in the general vicinity of one of your eligible receivers, that can be an actual receiver or a running back or a tight end, it is not grounding. To throw it away, I believe, I don't remember exactly, but I believe it is up on the right stick that will throw it away. But be careful when you do this, because if you don't do it in the right place, that is not only a 15-yard penalty, but it is also a loss of down, which means instead of ending up with 2nd down, if it's 1st, you'll end up on 3rd down. And so, at least I think that's how it works. So that's not a good penalty to get, intentional grounding. So he did not get grounding. He threw it in the right place, and so we move on.
Down.
You can hear some Tennessee fans clapping. They are satisfied with that play. They're in the huddle here. You can hear some on-field chatter. I wish they would actually discuss more.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Football-related terms as just opposed to random things, but
throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
He threw that.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Now, that was pretty good. I do want to explain what a zone is, what zone defense is. You play 2 types of defense, man-to-man and zone. Man-to-man is basically every one of your defenders that is not rushing the passer, or it is not a lineman, is playing their individual receiver or their individual man. They have
They have a certain one that they're in charge of watching and
They-
staying with.
they have a certain player that they're in charge of watching. Zone is not man-to-man defense. It is a section of the field that each player is assigned to. And if a receiver, if a tight end, if whoever comes into that area, their responsibility is to either get them out of that area or hold them in that area, or if the ball is in that area, try and intercept it. Or knock it away. Differences between man-to-man and zone.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time.
And I don't need to describe what a punter is, I hope. If I do, please let me know.
And now a low
But
liner.
he just
I think
gave
he
us the ball
mishit it.
back. Titans crowd is happy.
The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal.
We're going to
Most of the
outside
time, it's
handoff,
end zone,
inside,
and that's what you're
outside,
thinking.
toss,
And I believe
counter
that's
left,
exactly what
counter
they're
right,
thinking as they
fullback.
begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying,
outside,
let's get
but
free,
not
right?
once or hit one.
Not one that I've ever met.
Let's see what we can do. Come on, Henry.
A first down carry for Henry. And he stopped immediately there. Barry Church, the strong safety, the one to get him down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
So we got a pass play. I'm going to go with Y as the receiver.
Second down,
2,
Mariota.
throwing it.
And that is incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Mariota.
3, going for Y.
And he gets
or
us
X,
down
and
inside
it
the
was
35
caught,
before going out of
but
bounds.
I don't think he got
They
much.
get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat.